Okay, we are recording.
Hey.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hey Maria, thanks so much for joining me today. This video is being recorded in April 2020. So Maria and I are in our homes rather than in professional settings because that's where we need to be. And I asked Maria if she could come on and chat a little bit with me so that I can let you know what our process is when we're staging your house and getting it ready to go on the market.
Working together.
So if you're watching this video, you may or may not already know that I always include a staging consultation for my seller clients. Sometimes whether they need it or not, because I can't always be that neutral third party. And that's what Maria does for us. Is she comes in with nothing other than, I want to help you get your house so that it looks great for sale. And we have had people that we've been like, oh, move that vase, and that's it, right?
It's true. I'm like, why am I here?
So anyway, so I'm going to turn it over to Maria, and I'm just going to let her explain what it is she does and what you can expect when she comes to your home for that initial consultation.
Terrific. Thank you, Jen. Thanks for the opportunity. Well, I love working with Jen. She works tirelessly for her clients, and it's nice that you have me come in as a complimentary gift for them, because sometimes everybody needs a little help. So what I'll do is Jen gives me a call and tells me where to meet her, and I show up with a buyer's eye, basically. So what I do as a professional organizer, obviously, is I help people declutter their home on a regular basis. But when I'm coming in to help someone to stage their home and get it ready to go on the market, I come in with a buyer's eye. And basically, the buyers these days have been spoiled by HGTV, right?
Oh my goodness, it has totally ruined us.
Yeah, basically.
Until that, but not necessarily realistic, right?
Exactly. They expect to, come in and not have to do anything, which is not realistic because it's not a brand new home. It's a used home. It's like a used car, right? It's going to have a few scratches and dinks, But anyway, so we want them to come in and be able to see themselves in a home. So the first thing we do, right from the door, I basically, obviously introduce myself, and I tell them don't take anything personally. It's, 9 times out of 10, it's a beautiful home. I don't have to pretend that it's a beautiful home. It is, but we need to take some personality out of it, because you just need any Tom, Dick, or Harry, or Fran, Jane, or, Liz, whatever, to come in and be like, could live here, So we're just going to declutter, because everybody's house has, shoes and coats by the door, and, the newspapers and just stuff, So we're just going to do what's obvious, of course, but then we're going to go into the living room, the kitchen, etc., and we're going to take out the baskets in the corner, or the extra piece of furniture that was never replaced when the new recliner came in, because you want to be able to see the size of the rooms. You want to see how open it is. And it doesn't matter that, people say, well, nobody lives like this. It's true. As soon as they come in, they're going to clutter it up with their stuff.
Right.
And, but the bottom line is we want them to see how big it is. And sometimes it's like picking up a rug, not necessarily that the rug isn't a nice rug, but the room looks bigger when it's, not, brought in, that way. It lets the hardwood floors flow, so to speak.
Right. And Maria and I, we did a house recently where I had it on the market for quite some time, and my clients didn't want to stage. They just, I think they didn't quite know exactly what we meant when we said stage, and they were resistant. And then they called me about a half a year later, and they were like, okay, what do we need to do? We want to get the house on the market. So I called Maria, and she came in, and we didn't paint. We didn't pull down any wallpaper, but we removed almost every area rug. Right?
Sometimes.
Yep. So we added some throw pillows to change color on a couch and
brighten things up. Yeah.
You know what else we're talking about, right? So I don't remember some of the other things that we did, but I got phone calls in that first week saying, oh my gosh, they refinished the floors. The house looks great. It looks so different. What else did they do? And I'm like, we just staged. That's all we did. We staged it.
Exactly.
And we didn't have to bring in all new furniture, or I think you're staging and they think, well, what do you mean? You're going to take my furniture out and bring in regular furniture?
No, you're right. 9 times out of 10, we can use what's there. Sometimes we reduce a little bit. The kitchen is another, great seller, and you want to see the kitchen. You want to see the counter space. You want to see what's being used.
Always more. Less is always more, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So basically I come through room to room and I give you ideas. I will give, then, when we're done in the house, not to do too quickly to the end, but when we're done going through each room and making suggestions, one-on-one, I'll give an email bullet list. I send it to Jen and she goes over it with the client. So whatever you're comfortable doing on your own, people do on their own. If they need a little help, I can help. A lot of times there's a lot of pre-packing necessary, and it's helpful whether to have someone or do it yourself to really get brutal and decide, I haven't used this in a year. I don't need to pack it and travel and then unpack it and try to find a place for something I don't need anyway. So that's where the organizer in me comes in.
I was going to say, so that's actually a good point to make, to plug Marie's business a little bit. She does a lot more than staging. So, Marie's company is called Get Organized with Maria. It's not called Let's Get the House Staged. Right. So it's not like she comes through and gives us a list of things and then takes off. You have the opportunity to work with Maria to help make that list, go from this long to done and ready to get on the market. So,
and quickly, because we've done some houses, like how many times you've said, I want the photographer there on Friday and Jen's calling me on Monday. But that's because, that's not uncommon all the time. Because let's face it, once you decide to put your house on the market, you want it on last week.
Right, exactly.
It's just the way it is. So let's see. What else? What else can we cover? Basically, we're going to go through each room. Sometimes it's simple things like putting a white cover on a bed just to brighten up a room, and just keeping things simple too, because a lot of patterns or dark covers, kind of brings it, down. It might be warm and cozy when you're living in it, but generally just look in a magazine. And while we're not making your home look like a magazine, we're just simplifying it, making it neutral so that anybody that walks in there can picture themselves in there and not you.
So do my clients have to go to the store with your recommendation list and buy all kinds of new things to put in their house, or do you?
No, they don't have to do that. I have an arsenal of bed covers that we can, a lot of times, and obviously you're still living in the house most times as well. So we kind of can just put them right over your covers. So you're still sleeping, with your own covers, your own pillows and everything, but we'll put like a coverlet over. And I say, when you go to bed, just fold it down. And when it's time for people to come see the house, just cover everything up again. Right. So it just comes down to making it neutral, making it look, like anybody can live here. And that's where taking the personal pictures down. I think a lot of people know that, but at the same time, a lot of people are surprised that they should take the personal pictures down.
A lot of people looking at the house, not your stuff.
Exactly.
So you don't want to distract them. Remember, you're not selling your home, right? You're selling your house. So
and sometimes
Maria helps us. Yeah. Maria helps us take your home out of your house. And
very good. That is good to remember. And sometimes even delicate things or things that are valuable, I'll suggest that people put away. Not that they don't look good, but again, you have people walking through your home, and it's just better to put the jewelry away or whatever.
Exactly. So when you decide to work with me to list your house, you also most likely will meet Maria, and she comes 3 times, or depending on the needs. There are 3 opportunities for Maria to come. The very first consultation, she can come back again to help you execute the plan. And then she often offers to come on the morning of the day that the photographer comes.
Yeah. Those pictures are lasting.
Exactly.
It's the devil's in the detail.
Dust ruffle. That's something that Maria called me the other day. She's like, you got to change that picture. There's a wrinkle in the dust ruffle. So anyway, she's a pleasure to work with. I think that you will love her. And I can't think of anything else.
No, we're a good team.
All right. Fantastic. That is so awesome. Thanks so much for your time, Maria.
It was a nice break in the day.
Absolutely. Sounds great. Thanks.